Hello students, so in the previous video we had discussed the graph of position time, right? How to calculate average velocity from the graph. We had discussed both uniform and non-uniform graph, right? So now in today's lecture we'll discuss about instantaneous velocity, the fourth type, instantaneous velocity, right? How to remove instantaneous velocity from average velocity, how to solve the questions based on average and instantaneous velocity, right? First of all, instantaneous velocity means velocity of the object at a particular instant of time. That is known as instantaneous velocity. Average velocity was the velocity between two instants of time. Clear? And the formula to calculate average velocity was delta x by delta t, right? So in today's video we'll understand how to obtain instantaneous velocity from average velocity. What is the basic difference between average and instantaneous, and how to solve the questions based on average and instantaneous velocity. Clear? Okay, so instantaneous velocity means velocity at a particular instant of time. For an example, the speedometer of your vehicle, of your scooter, that will give you the instantaneous speed or instantaneous velocity. Since we are discussing motion in a straight line, so speed or velocity all means the same. It all means the same. See, how to obtain instantaneous velocity from average velocity, right? So let us understand this with the help of an example. Let us draw a table. Okay, see, this is time, position, speed, right? See, I am making a table where I am writing the speed of a moving object, right, from the speedometer. That means this speed which I will be writing over here, that will be the instantaneous speed. Right? Let me give you an example. One of my friend is driving a car. I am sitting beside him, and I am just taking the readings of the speed at different interval of time. What is the speed of the car at different instant of time? That means I am writing my instantaneous speed, right? So how to calculate instantaneous speed from average? That is what I am going to explain you by taking this example. Okay. So let us arbitrarily make a table. See, at time t equals to 0, position of the car is 0, car has yet not started moving, right? So speed is 0. Let us say after 1 second the position of the car is 1.5, let the speed be 3, right? So accordingly I am just making a table. You don't have to remember this table, and you don't have to write this table in your exam. Okay, this is just to explain you that how to calculate instantaneous velocity from average velocity, right? Okay, let us take this as 6, this as 13.5. With the help of this equation, x equals to 1.5 t square, substitute t 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you will get the position, right? 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, multiples of 3, right? See, the speed is instantaneous speed, right? That means at t equals to 0, car is at position 0 and the speed of car is also 0. Suppose at 2 seconds car has moved 6 meter, and at 2 seconds the speed of car is 6 meter per second, right? Let us take this in meter per second, this in meter. Okay, at 4 seconds position of the car is 24, and at 4 seconds the speed is 12. So the speed are your instantaneous speeds. Clear? Suppose I want to calculate average speed from 0 to 3 seconds. 0 to 3 seconds. Right? See, at 3 seconds the speed is 9. At 3 seconds the speed is 9. This is instantaneous speed at 3 seconds. And now I am calculating the speed between 0 to 3 seconds. See, or you can take any number. It's not compulsory that you are taking 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 3 to 5, any. Suppose 3 to 6. Come on, let us calculate for 3 to 6. So at 3 seconds the position is known as initial position, 6 second the position is known as final position. So average velocity means final position minus initial position upon time taken. Time taken. So at 6 second, what is the position? 54. So that will be the final position. Initial position 13.5 upon time taken 3. Clear? Clear? So this is my average velocity. This will be nearly 13.5. 54 minus 13.5, right? See the difference between the average and instantaneous speed. This is my average speed from 3 to 6, right? And at 3 seconds, the instantaneous speed is 9. So average value is 13.5, instantaneous velocity is 9. So there is a difference of 4.5. There is a difference of 4.5. See the difference. This is the instantaneous velocity, instantaneous speed, and this is my average speed. So this is the difference between average and instantaneous. Fine. Now let us calculate the average velocity between 3 to say 5 seconds. What did I do? I have just reduced the time by 1 second. I have reduced delta t by 1 second. Now I am calculating the average speed. So the same final position, that is 37.5 minus 13.5 divided by 2. Clear? So this will be 24 by 2, 12. See, one thing is to be noted. Now your average velocity comes to be 12. Your instantaneous velocity was 3. So now the gap is 3. Your instantaneous velocity was 9. Your average velocity comes out to be 12. So the difference between the average and instantaneous speed decreases and it becomes 3. Beforehand it was 4.5. You are understanding the point? What I am trying to say is that by reducing the time, by decreasing the time interval, the answer of your average velocity gets closer to instantaneous velocity. See, in the first case, we had taken the difference of 3 seconds. Then your average velocity was 13.5 and your instantaneous was 9. So there was a gap of 4.5. Now you have reduced the time. You decreased the time from 3 to 5 seconds. Right? So decreasing the time by 1 second. So my answer of average velocity is 12 and instantaneous is 9. So there is a difference of only 3. Still, if I am reducing the time, that means if I am calculating average from between 3 to 4 seconds, then my answer will be even closer to 9. Clear? Clear? So, in order to obtain instantaneous velocity or instantaneous speed from average speed or average velocity, right, you have to reduce the time. Reducing the time will give the answer closer to instantaneous velocity. Clear? So finally the question that arises is on decreasing the time, one thing is clear that on decreasing the time interval, instantaneous average velocity becomes closer to instantaneous. But how much to decrease the time? First I made it from 3 to 6, I did it 3 to 5. Now if I am calculating average from 3 to 4, then 3 to 3.1, that is okay. But what should I do, or how much should I decrease the time in order to get the answer of average equals to instantaneous, right? So for that, instantaneous velocity will be obtained by applying limit delta t tends to 0 to average velocity, right? See, limit is the chapter we learn in maths. Delta t tends to 0. It means reduce the time interval very nearer to 0 but never equals to 0. That is what is limit delta t tends to 0 means, right? That means if you have taken one time as 3 seconds, then you can take other time as 3.00000000001, something like this, right? So delta t will be very nearer to 0, right? Delta t means t2 minus t1, t2 minus t1. So the answer will be very nearer to 0 but never equals to 0. That means decrease the time as small as you can. but don't decrease it to 0. Yes, of course you can go very nearer to 0, but never equals to 0. That is the meaning of limit delta t tends to 0, right? So instantaneous velocity will be finally equals to delta x by delta t will be now written as dx by dt. dx by dt. This is my instantaneous velocity. See, this portion is known as delta x. This portion is known as del x. This is just for your knowledge. And this smallest portion, this is known as dx. So if you are reducing the time, the displacement will also be reduced. So reduced displacement is denoted by dx, reduced time is denoted by dt. So finally your instantaneous velocity is dx by dt. This is also known as differentiation of x with respect to time. Differentiate means to divide anything into very small quantity. That is the meaning of differentiation, right? To divide any quantity into very small parts. That is the meaning of differentiation. So finally, instantaneous velocity is dx by dt, differentiation of x with respect to time, or d by dt of x or dx by dt. Clear? This is instantaneous velocity. See, don't make any mistake. There is a difference between instantaneous and average. Average is between two instant of time. This is delta x by delta t and this is dx by dt. Right? Now, what is the basic difference? This is just the notation. That means if you are being told to write average velocity, you write it as delta x by delta t, and instantaneous you write it by dx by dt. Where dx by dt means differentiation of x with respect to time. But in questions, if you are being told to calculate average, if you are being told to calculate instantaneous, how to solve such kind of questions, right? We'll look at that, right? Clear? So this is how you will obtain. So overall the conclusion is, in order to obtain instantaneous velocity, reduce the time interval. On reducing the time interval from average velocity, you will be able to calculate instantaneous velocity. Clear? Okay, see. But before going on the solving the sums of average and instantaneous, you just have to remember 2 to 3 formulas of differentiation. That means differentiation of any constant term will always be 0. Differentiation of any constant, only constant, will be 0. Differentiation of x raised to n, where n is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power. See, differentiation of x raised to n with respect to dx, whatever the power is, it will come forward. N times x raised to n minus 1. This is the differentiation of x raised to n. This is the differentiation of x raised to n. N times x raised to n minus 1. If this d by dx of constant multiplied by x square. How to differentiate this? K is any constant, x is variable. So we only differentiation of only constant is 0. Here your constant is being multiplied with a variable x square. So constant will be taken outside, d by dx of x square. So this will be k, use this formula, 2 x raised to 2 minus 1. So your answer will be 2kx. This is how the differentiation goes on. Of course, there are many other formulas, chain rule, inside outside rule. We will be studying it later, but these are the basic formulas of differentiation which you should know. Only then you will be able to solve the questions based on average and instantaneous velocity. Clear, students? Right? So the conclusion of this video, what we had learned is, in order to obtain instantaneous velocity, we have to decrease the time interval from average, right? On decreasing the time interval, we'll get instantaneous velocity. Average is between two instant of time and instantaneous is at a particular instant of time. Clear? right? And instantaneous velocity is dx by dt, that is differentiation of x with respect to time. These are few formulas of differentiations. By knowing and by understanding this formula, now in the next video we will be solving the questions based on how to calculate average and how to calculate instantaneous. In many of the questions they will not be mentioning that find average and find instantaneous. No, you have to understand from the question that whether we are being told to calculate average or instantaneous. See, if you are being given 2 instant of time, 0 to 3 seconds, 0 to 5 seconds, that means they are asking you to calculate average. And if you are being told to calculate velocity at 2 seconds, calculate velocity at 5 seconds, so that is your instantaneous velocity, right? So in the next video we will solve the questions based on average and instantaneous.